This conference will now be recorded.
So yesterday we discussed about this. At last we discussed about scenarios in Hadoop installation, right? And we discussed around 4 scenarios. And in somewhere, in scenario 3, so just we have gone with practical. So nothing but just we are trying to execute a predefined command, that is Hadoop space name node space hyphen format once again. So whenever if you are executing once again, so definitely some process names we are unable to, some process names it was unable to display. Hadoop itself was unable to display some process names. So major reason is namespace IDs mismatch. So in version files of name node and data node, whatever the namespace ID which is generated in uh, name node of version file, which is a new namespace ID. So this value is not updated, or it is not there in the namespace ID of namespace ID version file of data node. Okay, this is the major thing. But after that, we have done some couple of things. So where we did not find any of this data node. So and yesterday I have dropped a mail. So where how to solve that respective error. How to solve whenever if data node is not displayed in the remaining process names. So anybody done that one? So whatever the mail which is shooted on yesterday. So anybody done practical? Whatever the command which I have given for you, or not yet? Nitin, Rakesh, Bhagat, Nitin. Anybody done? Okay. So try to check that solution. What the solution which I provided. Okay. So if anybody still, if anybody facing some, if data node is not placed. Okay. So we will discuss on that. It's not working after the changes system. So we will discuss Saurabh. Okay. Still, if you are not doing, if you're not getting, we'll check in your system whenever I'm having a free time. Okay. I will check with you individually. So we discussed about if you recap on yesterday's session. So scenarios in Hadoop installation we have discussed. Right. So what are the scenarios here? So if you go with scenario 1, what is scenario 1? Name node is not displayed in terminal out of the remaining process names. This is the one scenario we discussed. And scenario 2, so data node is not displayed in terminal out of the remaining process names. This is the second scenario. So solution for the two scenarios is, what is the solution? Solution is a common thing, right? So nothing but namespace IDs of both version files of name node and data node has to be same. So nothing much, value. Okay, and scenario 3 we discussed here. So Hadoop space name node space file format. Once again we are executing this command. Once again we are executing this command after successful installation of Hadoop. Okay, so here the solution is same, but we need to go through version files of name node and data node. Okay, so definitely name node version file is version file having a new namespace id value, a new namespace id value in which we need to update in data node version file. Okay, so this is scenario 3 and scenario 4. So I think this scenario 4 I told you, so try to do this scenario 4. Okay, so we have created 2 users in VMware. Okay, so that is Hadoop Apache, and one more thing is Hadoop Apache 1. Okay, in Hadoop Apache we have started the Hadoop, but we did not stop the process names. Means in a Hadoop user, in a Hadoop Apache user or Apache Hadoop, same thing, whatever the username you have. So in Hadoop Apache, we have started the Hadoop, but we did not stop the any process names. What are the process names we're having? And also immediately we have switched to one more user, that is Hadoop Apache 1. Okay, we have switched to one more user called as an Hadoop Apache 1. Okay, Hadoop Apache 1. And if we start the Hadoop in Hadoop Apache 1, and if we cross check by using JPS command in this user, we are not able to find Hadoop process names. We are not able to find Hadoop process names. Okay, so solution is, so while navigating from Hadoop Apache to Hadoop Apache 1, we need to stop the Hadoop in current user, that is Hadoop Apache. Okay, so this is a solution. So yesterday I told you try to do practically on scenario 4.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so these things were discussed on yesterday. So now, if you observe this basic program skills, so still we are pending at interface. So we'll try to complete this interface on today. Okay, then this at least this content is going to be finished. Okay. So now, if you observe this abstract class, just if you recap this abstract class, right? So what we have discussed, so nothing but if you want to create an abstract class, so what is the predefined keyword we're having here? Nothing but a abstract. So where you need to define just before a class keyword. Okay, just before a class keyword, so we need to define a one more a keyword called as an abstract. Okay, so after defining some abstract class, so within this abstract class, so what are the members we're having here? So nothing but abstract methods and concrete methods. These are the methods in which we're having in the abstract class, within the abstract class. Okay, so we have defined some abstract methods. So if you want to define some abstract method, first of all, so how can we create an abstract method here? So here, first of all, abstract methods does not have any body or implementation of the method. So the abstract methods does not have any implementation part. Simple. Okay. So whatever the method, if I define with some return type, for suppose I am defining some void m1. So before void m1, so just we need to include a keyword called as an abstract, and abstract methods does not have any body. Okay, so after that we have created an abstract class. Within that respect to abstract class, we have created some couple of abstract methods. Okay, so after that what we have done, so we have, once if we created some members of a class, so definitely we need to access that respect to members. For accessing, if you are going with the general classes, okay, nothing but without an abstract keyword, whatever the classes which you have discussed already. So if you want to access members of any class, generally we are creating an object we are trying to access, and in which there we have discussed around some, we have discussed some cases, right? Case 1, case 2, case 3, and case 4. So let me create some abstract class. First of all, abstract class some first, followed by some abstract methods. Abstract void m1, abstract void m2. So like this I created some abstract class with abstract members, right? So case 1. So if you're trying to create an object for abstract class, first is equal to new first. So what is the what is the error we're going to get? We're going to get some compile time error. First is an abstract can't be instantiated. First is an abstract can't be instantiated. Okay, case 2. So anyway, creating an object for abstract class is not possible, right? So that is the reason we are trying to create a reference variable for a abstract class. I mean like this. First T1. Okay, so whenever I'm trying to create a reference variable for abstract class, I mean like this. So creating a reference variable is possible, but whenever if you are trying to access some members with this respect to reference variable, I mean like this T1 dot M1. If you're trying to access like this, I mean if you're trying to access abstract class members like this T1 dot M1, so immediately here also we're going to get some compile time error. So what is the compile time error? T1 might not have been initialized. T1 might not have been initialized. So like this, we're going to get some compile time error here. Okay. So now if you want to solve this compile time error, right? So we discussed a concept called as inheritance. What is the concept here? So now if you want to get a reference variable for an abstract class, or if you want to access members of an abstract class, okay, so we discussed a concept called as inheritance. So what is inheritance? So the process of getting variables and methods from one class to another class is called as inheritance. Okay, the process of getting variables and methods from one class to another class is called as an inheritance, right? So if we want to implement the concept of inheritance, we required a keyword called as extends. What is the keyword here? Extends. Okay. So if you go with example, so we're having some class here. So it is having some variables. Int a is equal to 10. String sum s is equal to, and I'm creating some method here, void m1. So like this. Okay. So now if you want to, if you want the same members, whatever the members of a class which I have defined in a class A, same piece of code, just I want to get in another class, maybe some class B, right? So then we need to go with this inheritance concept here. So class B. So how can we implement extends, right? So which members of a class you want? Nothing but a class A, right? So just mention that respect to class A. Okay. So now within this class B, we have both this class A members and as well as a class B members here. Okay. So by default, class A members will be available here. By default, class A members will be available, and even we can define some more variables and methods in class B as well. It depends upon your requirement. So now same concept, so just we need to try to integrate with abstract class as well. So in order to get a reference variable for an abstract class, so I'm trying to integrate here. First of all, so class B extends. What is my abstract class name? Nothing but first, like this. Okay, class B extends first. Okay, so once if you have created like this, class B extends first, right? So here how many abstract methods in which we're having in abstract class, I mean within this first, for suppose let's assume it is having some 30 methods, okay, or maybe some 10 abstract methods. For each and every abstract methods we need to provide the necessary implementation in class B. Okay, for each and every abstract methods we need to provide the necessary implementation in class B. So if you are not providing a, I mean if you are not providing some implementation of a methods, okay, at least a single method, so you have 10 abstract methods, just you have provided only 9 methods, I mean respect to implementation you have provided in class B. Okay, but for one method you did not provide the necessary implementation in class B, immediately you're going to get some compile time error. Okay, so all methods, whatever the methods in which we're having in class in first class, each and every method you need to provide the necessary implementation in class B. If single method is not provided, so definitely you're going to get some compile time error. Okay, so here uh, void m1 system.out.println hello. Void m2 system.out.println hi. So like this we need to provide. Here just I'm providing a one more method which is related to class B. It is not belongs to class first. I mean abstract class first. Some hello. So now here if you observe the case 3. So what is case 3? Anybody? Anybody can represent the statement. What statement I need to provide in class 3? If I want to get in a sorry case 3, so which statement I need to provide? So if I want to get some reference variable for an abstract class, anybody? What is the statement? If you want to get a reference variable for an abstract class. Is it correct, Amit? Is it correct or any some mistake is there in your statement? Yes. So nothing but here first some t2 is equal to new b. So here if you observe this statement, we are creating reference variable only for abstract class. We are not creating an object for abstract class here. Okay. So now by using T2, we are able to access only abstract methods. Okay, we're able to access only abstract methods by using T2. Okay, otherwise abstract class members, abstract class, that is first, right? Case 4. So b some small b is equal to new. Just I'm creating a reference variable and as well as an object for class b. Okay, so by using small b, right, we are able to access both abstract class members and also class B members. Okay, by using small b, we are able to access both abstract class members and also class B members here. Okay, so is it fine, all of you?
This conference will now be recorded.
So now if you're going with an interface, okay, so whatever the concepts which are discussed for abstract class is almost similar, but some differences is there. Okay, so that thing just we need to analyze and we need to discuss it. Okay, interface. So if you want to create an interface, right? So we need to define a keyword called as interface followed by some interface name. So interface, my interface name is first. So now here, what are the members of interface here? First of all, members members of an interface. Okay, so it is having only abstract methods. It don't have the concept of concrete methods here. It is having only abstract methods. You don't have the concept of concrete methods. Okay, means within the interface we are able to define only abstract methods. If you observe the abstract classes, right, so we can define concrete methods and as well as an abstract methods. But here the interface we're having only abstract methods. We don't have the concept of concrete methods. Okay, so after creating some abstract methods within this interface, right? So generally, if you want to access these interfaces, I mean these interface members, so here also need to define some object. Okay, if you want to access members of an interface, so we need to create an object for an interface, same as whatever the abstract class we discussed here. Okay, case 1. So I'm trying to create an object for interface, nothing but first t is equal to new first. Okay, so here also same compile time error. What is the compile time error? which I have defined in abstract classes. Anybody remember? First is an abstract class or members. Can't be instantiated. Yes, right? So after that, if you are not able to create an object, so generally we are trying to create a reference variable. So nothing but first T1 like this. Okay. Here also same thing. Creating a reference variable for an interface is possible. But here, whenever if you're trying to access like this T1.m1 something, right? So definitely here also we want to get some compile time error. T1 might not have been initialized. Okay, T1 might not have been initialized here. So like this, we're going to get some compile time error. Okay. So now here, if you want to create a reference variable for an interface, right? So if you observe abstract classes, same thing. There, what is the concept we're having here? Nothing but we're having the concept of an inheritance, right? So now here, instead of inheritance, right, we're having a concept called as implementation clause instead of inheritance. So within an interface, we're having a concept called as implementation class. Once if we have created an implementation class, or once if we integrate this implementation class concept with an interface, we are able to create a reference variable for an interface. Okay, so implementation class. Okay, implementation class. So if you want to create an implementation class, we required a keyword called as implements. Okay, we require a keyword called as implements. Okay, so nothing but we're having some interface A, which is having some abstract methods here. Void M1, void M2. So now for this, if you want to create an implementation class, just try to create some class followed by some name, nothing but class B. Okay, so and followed by implementation keyword class B implements. What is my interface name here? Yeah, like this. Class B implements. Yeah. So now here is also same rule. How many abstract methods? Okay, how many abstract methods in which we're having this interface A? Okay, same abstract methods. I mean, if you're having some 10 abstract methods means for each and every abstract methods, necessary implementation we need to provide in class B. Okay, for each and every abstract methods of an interface A, we need to provide the respective implementation in class B. So if you are not providing a implementation for a single method, so definitely you're going to get some compile time errors here. Okay, so now here public void young1. public void into okay. So like this, public void m1, public void m2. So here, why we are defining a public keyword? So if you observe within this, I mean, if you observe the concept of stat classes, so just we have defined void m1, void m2 only. Okay, so like this only we have defined. If you observe, I mean like this. We did not include it or we did not define this public keyword, but within an interface or within this implementation class. So why we are defining public keyword, we will discuss in whenever we are going with practical. Okay, so why we are defining only public keyword, why not other keywords? Okay, what is the reason? So we need to define only public keyword, so we'll discuss in later sessions. Okay, so like this, we need to define one implementation class for a particular interface here. So once if we're done, so same whatever the cases which are discussed for abstract classes, case 3, case 4, same cases we need to define. Okay. So now try to create an interface. Interface first, followed by some abstract methods. Okay. So case 1, first is equal to new first. So what is the compile time error? First is an abstract class on be instantiate. Case 2. So first T1. Okay. So creating a reference variable for an interface is possible, but if you're trying to access T1.m1, definitely we're able to get some compile time error here. What is the compile time error? T1 might not have been initialized. Okay, T1 might not have been initialized. So now here, try to create some implementation class. Class B implements first. Okay, so try to create respect to implementation in class B. For suppose within an interface we're having 10 methods means each and every method we need to provide the necessary implementation in class B. Okay, so public void m1, public void m2, public void m3. So like this I have created. Okay. So what about case 3 here now? interface 3. So that is first T2 is equal to new B. Okay, so by using T2, right, we are able to access only interface members. We are able to access only interface members. Okay, nothing but T2 dot M1, T2 dot M2. Okay, what is the last case? So B some small p is equal to new b. Just we're creating a reference variable and that was an object for implementation class. Okay, not for interface. By using small b, we are able to access both interface members as well as implementation class members. So that is b dot m1, b dot m2, b dot m3, like this. Okay, b dot m1, b dot m2, and b dot m3. Okay, so is it fine, this concept interface, all of you? Is it fine?